Hello guys, it's that time. The Premier League season fixture list for 2017-18 has been announced. So we can all start thinking about the big fixtures for next season. I mean, obviously, it has to go through the prism of Sky and BT messing with it and ruining all our plans. But nevertheless, we get an idea of the shape of the season. It's always this time of the summer. It feels like pre-season proper now. It feels like everything about last year gets put to one side and all eyes turn to next season. And the first thing to say that jumps out really is what a tough start Arsenal have. The first three away games of the Premier League season are against Stoke, Liverpool and Chelsea. Those are tough trips. Those are tough trips. And, you know, while the home fixtures are a little easier, I think Arsenal really are going to have to be absolutely ready for the kickoff, which we weren't last season. And to be honest, as far as going on the road goes, it doesn't let up. I think we go away to Watford, you know, a little bit more palatable, but after that it's Everton and Manchester City. So those away fixtures in the first few months of the season really could determine how serious our title challenge is. Title challenge? That seems ambitious, maybe even talking about it. Our challenge maybe to get back into the top four. It could have a huge determining factor on our league campaign. I suppose the other side of the coin is that the run-in is a little bit easier between the end of February and the end of the season. The only big team we really play is Manchester United. So that's a bit of balance. But, you know, if we're well short by then that won't matter. And I think the big takeout is that Arsenal have got to get their business done. They've got to get the shape in order. We cannot afford to start the season with uncertainty over key players. I'm thinking about Alexis, I'm thinking about Ozil. Without our transfer business done, you know, we went into last season without Mustafi, without Lucas Perez, without the reinforcements we necessarily required in certain parts of the pitch. We must avoid that this summer. And I think that has a direct kind of correlation with our interest in Kylian Mbappe. It feels like a big piece in our summer transfer plans, and it also feels like a long shot. And I think, you know, hopefully these rumours of interest in Alexandre Lacazette are an indication that there is a plan B this time. There is a backup option. If we can't land the big fish, then there's a slightly smaller fish that we're willing to reel in to make sure we have our squad in place for the start of the season. Absolutely vital this season, having seen the fixtures forthcoming more than ever. The other big thing to say, I guess, is about the way in which the Europa League might impact on our Premier League season, because, or vice versa, we've got 6 group stage games in the Europa League, and after 5 of those we travel away, and to difficult sides. Everton, Chelsea, City, and then Burnley and Southampton might not have quite as big billing, but they are historically tricky places to go. Does that influence the way in which we approach the Europa League? Well, it might do, but I think the size of squad we've got now, and I know we're expecting to shed a few this summer, we ought to be able to rotate, make 8-9 changes, and still come through those Europa League group stages relatively unscathed. Unless we're very unlucky with our draw, I think we should have enough to be able to rotate in the group stage and still make it through. Once we get through to the knockouts, then maybe we start to make it a stronger side in the Europa League, because that is a competition we should be trying to win, especially given how difficult it might prove to get back into the Champions League through the Premier League. Anyway, the fixtures are out. Have a look, have a peruse. Look for the big ones, the North London derbies, of course. And yeah, I mean, it really makes next season feel like a very real prospect. I know some Arsenal fans are starting to panic. You know, they're seeing the business other clubs are doing. They're wondering if all that talk of a catalyst for change at Arsenal was for nothing. It's still early days. Players are just starting to report back, you know, in early July. So I think only in a few weeks' time can anyone press the panic button. But it's safe to say those early season fixtures have got me a little bit worried. Cheers.